Everyone, this is your host Ryubix, alongside Sam as always. Hello Sam, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing good.
Doing good, excellent. For this 7th episode of our podcast series, Ryubix and Sam Talks, we have a special subject for you, which are pronostics, predictions for the entire FIFA World Cup 2022 Qatar. So what we are gonna do? We are going on the official website of FIFA, as you can see on your screen right now. And Sam, myself, as well as, how can I say that, a poll Sam made with some bloggers from the IFC Discord server, the links
With
being
all
in
of
the
the
description.
bloggers from the IFC server.
Yeah, exactly, sorry. And we will show you our predictions for each group, the final rankings to be precise, and as well as the upcoming results in the knockout stage from the round of 16 to the final. We are going group by group, and in each time we will start with Sam's prediction, followed by mine, and to conclude, the overall prediction of the IFC bloggers. So without waiting any more time, Sam, can you start with Group A?
I can certainly do that. So with Group A, I have surprise, the Netherlands first.
Okay,
I've got
so
Ecuador in second, Senegal third, and Qatar would be last place.
for the Netherlands, I quite agree with you for now, but the remaining teams, I want to talk about it a bit. Should
Okay.
I? What?
Did you want to say your predictions real quick?
Yeah, I want to share mine, of course. So for my prediction, I wanted to put Netherlands first as well, followed by Senegal, then Ecuador and Qatar to conclude. Maybe we should pick the overall prediction now or not?
Yeah, if you want me to. I was gonna say you said you had Ecuador third and Senegal second.
Yeah, exactly, as shown here on screen.
So I only have actually I had Senegal second over Ecuador before the news that Mane was injured, but now that we have that news and he won't make it the World Cup at all this time, um I still think Ecuador is gonna get second, just because Senegal has lost a key player in their team.
Well, to be fair, I kind of agree with you that since Senegal will not have Sadio Mane for the World Cup, it will be very difficult for them to go far in the tournament. But overall, they still have some other talented players. I mean, for example, they have the goalkeeper of Chelsea. They have, I think it's Mendy, and they also have Koulibaly also playing at Chelsea, as well as Gay in for as a forward. So without Mane, I still think Senegal is a decent team that can aim for second place. But I understand your vision of having Ecuador since, well, they managed to get third in CONMEBOL qualifiers, I think, or fourth. I don't remember. But yeah, we both agree that Qatar will not make out of the group stage besides their recent upgrades
Yeah,
in quality.
yeah. The other thing too is that even though Senegal, it's tough to qualify from Africa, and Senegal didn't have an easy task. Ecuador was a big surprise to even get third place in the South American qualifiers, which is just as tough, if not tougher.
Yeah, it's true.
Didn't
African qualifiers are always hard for this confederation.
And didn't Ecuador draw with either Argentina and or Brazil as well?
It's possible they tied with Argentina in the qualifiers, but I don't think they managed to get any point from Brazil.
Okay.
But I think we can say something. So, how many points can Qatar get in this group? How do you think they can aim for?
I think they'll aim for 3 for a win, like a cheeky win, but I realistically think they're going to get no more than one.
Yeah, to be fair, since Sadio Mane lost Senegal, no, wait, I was about to say Mane lost Senegal, but it does not make any sense. Since Senegal lost Mane, I I was thinking maybe Qatar can get like a draw against the African team on a good day because we should not overrule that Qatar have still some decent players up front like
Oh,
Almo
for sure.
Ezali, but yeah, the only other team they can get points against is probably Ecuador on the opening game because they will have that motivation to show the world they are ready, you know.
Yeah.
And well, they will play at home. All the Qatari players are from the local league, so they are all suited for the at- atmosphere, the environment. They know the stadiums. They might not get out of groups, but I think they, yeah, like you, they can at least get 2 or 3 points to show their colors in the group stage. What are the overall prediction from the bloggers? So,
I was going to mention too that Netherlands might only get 7 points. I don't know if they're going to win all three. They might get a draw against Ecuador.
or just a draw against Ecuador for you.
They'll have a win against Senegal and a win against Qatar, but I have a feeling they might draw against Ecuador.
Oh,
And it's more because of how defensive Ecuador will be against them more so than how defensive the Netherlands are.
fair enough.
Okay. So before I go to the bloggers' predictions, I wanted to let you guys know the way I did it for the group stages, I averaged out what place each team got for each blogger. And so I have the list here and I'll tell you the numbers. The numbers is just what they average. So if like for example, the Dutch were the first with 4 points. So that means that all four of us, or all six of us, excuse me, had chosen the Netherlands to get first in the group. And that's how I averaged it out. So we have the Netherlands first,
And do you
and
have
they averaged first. They had 4 out of 4. Senegal was second with a 2.33. Then it was Ecuador with 2, and Qatar with 1.66.
okay, so overall the bloggers do agree with me overall. But to be fair, Senegal and Ecuador will give a big fight for the second spot. So
Yes.
it's
And
not that
it was only
easy.
by yeah, and it was only by 0.3. So give or take that as you will, how tough you think it's going to be. But there was not a lot of difference between Senegal and Qatar. Or sorry, Senegal and Ecuador.
It's quite a shame that Qatar, despite being the host country, they didn't get an easier group as a pot one team. But some might say it's bad luck, some might say it's karma, but they still play in the Netherlands, 3 World Cup finals. It's not anything.
Yeah.
Should we?
All right. Did you want to? Yeah.
What?
Did you want to start off Group B?
Yes, I think we can move on to Group B. Because when in Group A, I think overall people agree to have the Netherlands as the favorites and Qatar as the bottom one.
Yeah.
So we can move on.
Go ahead and tell us your predictions.
Oh, you want me to start?
Yeah. Why don't you start this one?
Okay, so for England, I think we all agree they are the most complete squad, as in a lot of World Cups, to be fair. So And since recently they got some quite decent result internationally, outside of the Nations League, of course, I still put them first. Not
You
possibly.
forgot to change the screen, by the way. It's showing these are my predictions.
No, it's my predictions right now.
It says Sam's prediction on the left there.
No, because there is another. There are four pages. There is one personal page right here.
Okay.
I will just put it out. Okay, so no, I'm on my own page. No, so I wanted to say that England have the most complete squad, and even if they don't have 3 wins, I still see them as the favorites in Group B. Um, Following some injuries, for example, Iran have their main player Azmoun, a striker, injured, so they will, like Senegal, play without their best player. I think they will not make it out of the group stage, and so the battle is between USA and Wales. And well, when I look at both squads, I think USA will make it through because even so they have a very quite young squad with little experience. I think that since those players play in Europe, they are kinda strong enough to grab wins and make enough goals to make it through. And Wales, even so they have players that play for a very long time in the national team, they are too dependent on Gareth Bale. And most of the players are like in their 35, 37 years old, with half of the team playing in English second division to fourth division. So yeah, for me, USA is way better than Wales on paper, and Iran will have very big problems to make it out of the group. Maybe third place, but Iran and Wales will go home, I think.
All right. So here's where it gets interesting. This is the group that I made. It's going to be the most interesting group on my end. So I have England in first. Big shock. Um, but
Yeah, I'm totally
the team
shocked.
I
I'm
have in
shaking on
second,
my chair.
it's not the United States,
Oh,
and it's not Wales.
oh, you want
It's
the
Iran.
okay, you want Iran to go through,
And then Wales will be third, and the US will be fourth.
and you say Wales third.
Correct. So the reason being is, like I said, I made these predictions before I knew Asman was injured as well. But even with Asman injured, what's different between that versus what I was saying with Senegal with Mane being out is Iran's a way more defensive team versus Senegal's a more offensive team, and so they're still going to be a tough match against Wales and the United States. And so I think that they will make it out by drawing almost everybody.
Oh, like a team that gets 3 ties or 1 win and 2 ties?
Like they'll lose against England, they'll draw against Wales, and they'll beat the USA.
Oh, so you're thinking that Iran will get the magical win against USA like in 1998,
Oh yeah.
right?
Um, in 1998.
Yes, the first win
Yes.
for Iran in the World Cup was against your country in 1998 during the
Yes. Then
crisis.
yes. I forgot it was 1998. I was thinking it was in the 2000s, but yes, you were right. That's what I'm thinking. And I don't know if the United States will even win any game at all. They like the best they'll do is a draw against Wales, I think.
To be fair, Group B is very homogenic, I can say that. I think anyone can beat anyone, even so England is better than overall than the other three.
Yes,
But
kind of. So my thing is that England isn't doing so great either. I mean, with their loss to Italy in the Euros, even though they did make the finals, it was still they lost to a team that didn't make the World Cup. And then they had an awful Nations League. Like you'd think that they'd try hard enough to be able to stay in Group or in League A, but they ended up dropping out into League B for the next rendition of that. So
yeah,
they're not on very good form. However, they got a somewhat good draw with Iran, Wales, and the United States.
Well, to be fair, in the Nations League, they got one of the hardest possible groups ever in the tournament. I mean, they got Italy, Germany, and Hungary that have made the run of their life. To be fair,
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is you'd think that they would. I know that even with the big teams, and especially with it being a World Cup here, that they don't care for the Nations League as much. Would still think that they would try hard enough to stay in League A
I
at
s-
the very least.
to be fair, the Nations League is only recent, so in the players' end, it's not part of the culture. It's just a sub tournament, at least
In
right
about
now.
in about 2 or 3 more cycles, it will become a big feature.
Yeah,
But yes,
yeah, in like 20 years. But right now, it's true that they just take it as more fair friendlies.
I would even say in like 8 years.
We will see that in the future. But yes, for the World Cup, everyone will try hard their best, I think. Okay, so like for Group A, we have two teams that are just swapped. And what is the main, the bloggers' decision on the Group B?
The bloggers' decision. So they have England with 4. So everybody was unanimous with England helping the group.
Okay,
United States with a 2.4,
2.3.
and then Iran with a 1.83, and Wales with a 1.66.
To be fair, I was hesitating to put Iran third. For me, Wales and Iran are close on skill level, but Wales have Gareth Bale, so I think that will make a difference. But I totally see that um, idea happen with Iran getting third. Okay, so for now we got two European nations and two teams from either America or Asia going through.
Africa, depending on which one you're looking at. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, so you want to start with group C?
sure. So I have Argentina topping the group.
Okay, fair.
I have Poland getting last in the group. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit.
I can't put it
Oh, you can
directly.
only do it in order there.
Yes.
Okay. I've got so Argentina, and then I have Mexico in second, and then Saudi Arabia, and then Poland.
I want to say I'm a bit surprised for the Saudi Arabia one.
About them being third instead of in fourth with Poland.
Yeah, especially when Poland have like Lewandowski and some other very talented players in their
All right.
squad.
Why don't you tell everybody your predictions, and I'll explain why I have Poland last.
Okay, I want to explain my point of view. So, like in Group B, I will put the pot one team first, so Argentina to top the group, maybe with 9 points to be fair, or 7. I totally see them drawing a point against any team in this group. Argentina overall are a very complete squad. They just lack a bit in defense. I mean, that was always a point where Argentina lacks. They always got an issue with the defense. But for the second spot, I wanted to say Mexico will always advance as a runners-up. But since they started to go down recently, I mean, they didn't won the Gold Cup. Their clubs from the Liga MX, which I should remind is the main league that produce the national team players, even to this day, even to this World Cup.
Mhm.
The Liga MX clubs are starting to lose more and more games against other clubs from the Confederation, like MLS. Like,
Yeah, but a lot of Mexican players are also playing in the MLS too.
yeah, but the national team also is getting weaker. They are losing more friendlies, more games in the qualifiers. They totally threw up. I mean, they lost games to United States that was supposed to be a no World Cup team. now. And even Canada and some teams from like Costa Rica, they threw points away against other teams they were supposed to dominate. And I think they are on with the Mexican players getting very older and probably on their last World Cup. I'm thinking, for example, Ochoa, Herrera, Lozano, Guardado. I think they will just quit. They are at the end of their career. So it's heartbreaking for me, but I think Poland will go ahead of Mexico and well, Saudi Arabia to close the group.
So my reason why I have Poland last is the last few World Cups that Poland has been in, they have just struggled. Like they struggled against Japan in that group in the 2018 World Cup. They didn't make it out of the group stage.
Well, to be
And
fair,
the World Cup before that, I believe they were in it as well. And they kind of did the same. They weren't
no, they
the
weren't here in
greatest.
2014.
Okay.
No,
Well
no.
then so then they didn't do so qualifiers. So.
Well, 2018 can be explained because Polish heads, I mean the one at the head of the federation, was managed to play as little matches as possible, so the national team nearly never played outside of the World Cup qualifiers.
Right.
And even before the World Cup, I don't think they play that much games, so they weren't even prepared. The player just assembled together just for the World Cup without no preparations, because all they wanted to do was getting as high as possible in the FIFA rankings just to get a
Yes.
better tier in the pot. But I think since the Nations League, the Euros, they managed to get more playtime. And I think a team composed of Lewandowski, Zielinski, Chesney, or Glick. Well, I think now that they are better, they are more, they have a better team play than 4 years ago, and I think they have the possibility to reach the round of 16 this year.
Sure. But yeah. All right. So the IFC results for this group. Argentina was unanimously first. Then it was Poland with 2.33, Mexico with 2, and Saudi Arabia at 1.66.
Okay, so
All
once
right.
again, I have the same predictions as the IFC bloggers.
Mm-hmm.
It still
All right,
has,
group.
it breaks my heart to see that Mexico is probably not making it out like they always do and get out of the round of 16. I want that tradition to continue, but I think it will end this year.
You know how long that tradition has lasted? It's a fun
I
fact for
I
you.
think it's like 6 or 7 World Cups in a row, so about 30
7
years.
World Cups in a row.
I think I need
Yep.
to recheck that, but it's for like 30 years. They always
Yeah.
qualify and then they go out in the round of 16, and they even call that the Cinco Partido in Mexico, because they can't reach the fifth game.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, this year, they either go out before that and break the curse, or they either manage to get to the quarterfinal and break the curse. For me, there is no middle. There is no in between.
All
Okay,
right.
so for
So
Group
I'll
D,
start with I can start with this one since you started the last one, did you not?
I totally forgot in which order we were supposed to do. I think it's my turn because I did Group D first.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so I might surprise you with this one. But I mean, everyone knows that first of all, this group is nearly the same as 4 years ago. Just
In
Tunisia.
fact, in fact, Australia is the only team that has faced all the other teams in the World Cup that were in their group last year when they had to face Peru in the Intercontinental.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Peru and Australia faced in the playoffs. Okay, and
So
Tunisia
Australia is
replaced.
literally, yeah, yep,
Okay. Yeah. So in the end, it's nearly the same group. I mean, Tunisia has the same colors as Peru. But we also know that Denmark and France loved each other recently. They played in the Nations League, and well, that's it. But yeah, we are playing each other again, and well, Denmark screwed us over twice. I must admit it, it was ugly for me, but right now Denmark is a better team, is a better side than France, and they will top Group D. And I'm not ashamed to say it. And I hope that my country can break the World Cup curse, you know.
Hmm.
So I think we have still the possibility, we have the potential to qualify in the round of 16. I mean, we have talented players as World Cup champions, yeah, obviously. But I think that if the team can really focus and correct their recent mistakes, they have the possibility to break the curse and at least make the round of 16 to bring a new relief on the World Cup, a new breath on the World Cup. You know, for me, that's the objective of the French team, breaking the World Cup curse. But yeah, for me, Denmark overall will be a very dangerous team for all the other in the tournament. It might make wonders this year. And for third place, I want to put Tunisia, since Tunisian players that plays abroad playing in better leagues overall than Australia. That where the players are found in Scottish teams, in some Eastern European teams, while Tunisians plays in the top five. So you have a difference of level and skill between both countries.
All right. So for my predictions, I have Denmark in first, France in second, Australia third, Indonesia fourth. And the reason being is, yes, Tunisia qualified through Africa, and yes, Africa's hard, but they played against Mali, who should have gone to the World Cup instead. I mean, Tunisia totally deserves the spot because they did end up winning, beating Mali and then drawing it. I think they played Mali, right? Or am I thinking of a different team?
About what?
Did Tunisia beat Mali in the qualifiers?
I think it was Mali.
Okay, yeah, because Tunisia only got by Mali on an own goal in the first leg, and
Yeah, I
Mali played
remember.
their hearts out to try to make the World Cup. So even though Tunisia does deserve the spot, they they aren't the greatest African team. And Australia had a really, really, really tough group when they had both Japan and Saudi Arabia in their final group, and then had to go and play the United Arab Emirates in the Asian playoff, and uh, and then Peru in the Inter Confederation, which they had to win on penalties, by the way. So they've had to deal with tougher opponents than Tunisia did.
Okay, I see. Um, yeah, overall we both agree. I mean, still on the Australia versus Tunisia. So for you, Australia can give a proper fight to the top two of Group D or not?
It'll be interesting. The Australia Tunisia match will definitely be an interesting one.
I actually see them as weaker, but as 4 years ago. But yeah, I mean, only time will tell. We can't really be sure right now.
Right. So the IFC predictions. This was the first and only time that there was a tie for first place, but France edged it out with when I took my own predictions out of it with a 3.33. Denmark got second with a 3.33. Then you had Australia with a 1.83.
Australia.
Yep, and then Tunisia with a 1.5. So only a point 0.3 difference between Australia and Tunisia as far as the placement.
I think it is the first group where none of the three predictions actually got. I mean, we got two that agree on the final standings.
Yeah.
Yeah, mainly due to the fact France and Denmark are not in the same position for the bloggers. At least they have faith in my country, so I can say I'm happy.
All right.
Okay, we should move on to Group E.
Here we go. All right. So my predictions for Group E. I have Germany in first. I've got Spain in second. I've got Japan in third, which means Costa Rica is last place. Now, that does not mean that Costa Rica is not an easy side. They always love to play the tough 1-0, 2-0 games. So it's not going to be an easy to beat Costa Rica for any of these teams. But I just don't think they're going to get enough points to make it out of the group stage.
Fair enough. Okay, so for my prediction, I will put Spain first, Germany in second place, Japan in third place, and Costa Rica to close the standings.
Okay.
For my picks, it was, I mean, Group E is maybe one of the hardest groups, um, not in
Yeah.
overall skill level, but for predicting who will get first place or second place.
Yeah.
Because both Spain and Germany are top tier teams and they both have the possibility to dominate each other. Um, Even so, Costa Rica is, as you said before, a very good team defensively and is hard to play against. And also Japan as well, that can be a good outsider. Even so, I don't believe they can make it out of top two. Well, it's very hard to just know who will get out first. I totally believe Spain will beat Germany when they face each other, but maybe the results against the other two will determine on the final day,
Right.
especially when both teams have multiple injuries. Because we didn't talk about it since the beginning, but a lot of European nations and a few from like Asia and Africa, they got a lot of injuries. It's insane for this World Cup.
Yeah. All right. So the IFC predictions. They predicted Germany first with a 3.66. They had Spain second with a 3.33. Then it was it was Japan with a 1.66. And finally Costa Rica with a 1.33. So it's really close between Germany and Spain, and it was really close between Japan and Costa Rica.
Yes, so clearly you can say it's a group with two speeds, the
Mhm.
top speed and the low speed teams.
Yep.
Okay, so for this one, it looks like they agree with you. So it's like maybe 2-2 if we were to see who's got the most popular predictions, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
We'll check that later, I think. Okay, so I guess it's back to me since it's Group F. Okay, hear me out. Maybe uh, maybe Group F is what we can call the group of life, I think. And it made but it's like for me it's like Group H. It's very difficult to know the actual order of the teams because it's quite they are most of them are on the same skill level. It's very difficult. But I want to put Belgium first, like the probably the best team in the group, but they will not dominate as Argentina or Spain, for example. But I can totally see them finishing first. And well, since it will be probably the last major tournament for their golden generation, I think they will give it all to conclude on a good note. But for the rest, well, you have Morocco, which are a very decent side from Africa with good players. You have Canada that rised recently in the last 2 years and surprised North America by dominating the CONCACAF qualifiers. And you have Croatia that are last World Cup runners up. But since then, they haven't made much. I mean, yes, they qualified for the current Nations League semifinals, I think. But outside of that, it's just them getting kicked by all the power nations of Europe. So I'm very unsure on what to do on this group, and I must decide right now, and I know I will regret it. For me, Canada is fair. It will be maybe like a fourth place, but with like one or two ties. Oh my God, it's very difficult. Uh, because I totally see Morocco and Croatia go through, but I think Croatia will pass overall. I think they will pass overall. But I can totally
Okay.
see Morocco getting second place, like both teams on 4 points, and it's goal
Mhm.
differential to decide. Oh my God. Okay,
Okay.
yes.
So I have Belgium in first,
Okay, let me just change real quick.
then I have Croatia second, and then Canada third, and Morocco fourth. And the reason being is yes, Morocco has a decent squad, and I believe, um, all 11 of their first 11 in their squad all play in the top 6 European leagues or something like that. It's pretty close. But Canada, I think, might surprise and get a cheeky win somewhere, or they'll draw 2 games, and Morocco will lose 2 games to Belgium and Croatia. So I could even see Canada and Morocco sharing points, drawing, and then having the same points with Canada beating them on goal difference.
No, I totally agree with you. Like, as I said, it's very difficult for me because outside of Belgium, I don't know how to rank the other three. Like, seriously, it's probably the group that is giving me the most EDH out of all 8 groups. I'm not even joking. It's too hard for me to decide. Like,
So
yes.
yeah. So the IFC predictions. There's going to be a little bit of a shock on the tables here. Belgium is first. They were unanimously first. Then we had a tie in second,
Oh,
and Canada edged out. So Canada is second in the group.
seems
And
fair.
then Croatia is third, and Morocco is fourth. Canada and Croatia both with 2.16, Morocco with 1.66, and Belgium had 4.
Wait, let me check a minute. I said Croatia, you said Ah, no. Okay, you just swapped Canada and Morocco.
Yeah.
And okay, no, it's very difficult. This group is very difficult, to be fair. But yeah, Canada can
Mhm.
totally get a win, and I agree with that. Oh my God. I can't wait for this group to happen, but I know it's impossible to predict this one.
All right. I guess
Um,
it's my turn for Group C, huh? Or Group G,
it is
excuse me.
your turn, yes.
All right, Group G. I have Brazil in first. I have Switzerland second, Serbia third, and Cameroon fourth.
Do you
I think
have
that's pretty straightforward. I mean, Switzerland and Serbia are going to be pretty close, but Switzerland had a really, really good. Well, I guess Serbia did too, especially with Portugal in the group. But I just think Switzerland's slightly better than Serbia, and I think they're going to get the points and make it out.
I think you forgot to mention one thing. Outside of Cameroon, the group is exactly the same as 4 years ago.
Oh, really? Who was in that group
Costa Rica.
last time?
It
Oh,
was
that was
Costa
the
Rica.
Costa Rica.
And Brazil got first, Switzerland second on goal difference because they both ended on 7 points. And Wait, no, no. Brazil got 7 points. Switzerland they got five because they tied as well against Costa Rica, and Serbia got only one win against Costa Rica as well. So yeah, basically Group D and G are nearly the same as 4 years ago. It's very weird for me to look at it. Okay, so for my predictions of that group, it will be pretty straightforward as well. So Brazil in first place, one of my favorites for the entire tournament. Switzerland second, Serbia first, and Cameroon fourth. To give a little more input to the group, I will argue that for my point of view, I might be wrong, so, but Brazil is probably the most complete squad in the entire tournament because overall they have only one injured players, which is the midfielder Melo. Maybe there are a few others, but I didn't find any news on them. They have decent players or even dominant players in every position. Alisson as goalkeeper. For defense, you have Silva, Alves, I think. In midfielder, you have Casemiro, and forwards, you have Neymar, for example. For me, they are probably the best in the tournament. So first place, Switzerland is very decent. They have still good players in every position as well. I will not name them all. It will take too much time. But just to name a few, Le Sommer, Zakaria, Seferovic, Zaka, etc. So for me, very decent to go as well. Serbia have some good players, but not enough to be a rival of Switzerland and Brazil. And Cameroon is for me one of the lowest nations in the World Cup. They are not bad per se, they totally deserve to be in the World Cup. But the squad is very inconsistent, and all their players are playing in leagues that aren't very strong, like China, for example. So for me, they do not have the level to get out of the group.
All right, now for the IFC predictions. Brazil was unanimous for first place.
Logical.
Then we had another tie for second.
Oh,
Switzerland gets second with 2.33. Serbia gets third with 2.33. And Cameroon with a 1.33 in less. So all three were the same.
oh, do you want maybe me to have like a coin toss to decide?
No, 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 no. The way I did it is if they averaged out the same, then I omitted my prediction from the average to for the tiebreaker.
Oh, okay, because you added your prediction. Okay, so
Yeah, because I
without
am a blogger as well.
without yours, it's Switzerland second, Serbia third, and Cameroon fourth. Okay.
Yes. Well,
So
I only omitted my prediction out of the average from the tie. So like between Switzerland and Serbia, Switzerland edged out Serbia without my prediction.
okay. So I think it is the first group where all three agree.
Yes. And I think it might be the only one we'll see here. So I have
I think it's my turn on this group.
oh, are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because I did B, D, and F. Okay, so group F, no, not F, group H. Like group F is for me one of those groups you have overall the favorites, but it's hard to tell how it will end and how the group will work in the final. But for me, Portugal will end in first place. They are in. They have a very complete squad that is learning to play without Ronaldo, which is a very good thing. And overall, the team is very competitive and can go far in the World Cup. In second place, I totally see Uruguay. They will have some of their key players playing, and it will be weird to not count them as a team that can make it through. So I think they will lose to Portugal this time because I should remember they knocked out Portugal 4 years ago. So Portugal will take their revenge on them. And for third place, I want to place Ghana top of. Wait, what happened? Oh, okay. It's because I made other groups. It took me down. So I want to put Ghana top of Korea Republic.
Okay.
Because for me, Ghanaian players are better overall than Korea. That totally depends on Heung-min Son that right now is not even sure to play the World Cup. So South Korea might, like Senegal, play without their key player.
Alrighty. So I have Portugal in first. I've got Uruguay in second. I've got Ghana in third and South Korea in fourth. So we have the same predictions.
Okay. I think with what I say that you don't have much to say more, maybe, I don't know.
Not really. I mean, Ghana and South Korea are going to be pretty close. Actually, that to me, Group H is the group of death because any team can make it, especially with when South Korea beat Germany in the last World Cup.
Now that you put it that way, it's actually plausible. Oh yes, I forgot one thing. Ghana will want to make a revenge on Uruguay.
Right. Uruguay wants revenge on Portugal. Ghana wants revenge on Uruguay, and South
Yeah,
Korea is
but
just
do you remember
trying to
why?
make
Do
it.
you remember why I say that?
I believe it was something about a penalty, whether it was called or not called.
Yes, it was the famous end of Suarez during the 2010 quarterfinals. Ghana was about to score a third goal, but Suarez stopped it with his hand. I mean, on purpose. It was not an accident. He put his hand on purpose, like he was a goalkeeper. He got sent off on a red card, and the Ghanaian striker missed the penalty. And later it was the end of the 120 minutes, and Ghana lost on penalties again against Uruguay, and Uruguay got into the semifinals, preventing Ghana from being the first African team to make it to the final four.
It's still weird that the United States has the tied best result out of any confederation not from Europe or South America with the third.
Yes, it's tied with South Korea. No, not South Korea. No, you are the best team outside of Europe and South America in the World Cup.
There was one other team that got third outside of that. I think it was South Korea. I could be
No,
wrong
South
though.
Korea got fourth.
But did they?
They were fourth. They lost against Turkey 1-0 in the third place playoff.
There was another team.
Then I
It
don't
might have been.
remember. I don't remember
It
it
might be
then.
Japan.
No, Japan never passed the round of 16.
Okay. I'm pretty sure there's another team with the United States in that,
The
but
only other team from minor confederations that made it to the final eight and not final four from minor confederations are Senegal in 2002 and South Korea, no, North Korea in 1966, I do believe.
okay. Okay.
No, USA have the best record outside of Europe and South America. Okay, so what are the bloggers' predictions on this final group before we move on to the knockout stage?
So Portugal was unanimous first with 4. So France and Germany were the only two that was unanimous as far as first place in the group.
Okay.
Uruguay got second with 2.66. Then it was South Korea with a 2 and Ghana with 1.33.
Okay, so that was all the A groups. So let's see how many times there was an agreement with the bloggers to see. Okay, so you got Netherlands and Ecuador, and oh, you know what? Let's skip that part. Let's skip that part. We don't have a lot of surprises in our respective predictions. Maybe
I think the biggest shocks, at least for my predictions, the biggest shock is Iran compared to what most people are saying, with the USA being last. I think the biggest shock on the IFC predictions was Canada being second in the group.
Yeah, Group F is quite something. And on mine, well, there isn't.
Yours is pretty chalk.
Yeah, maybe Poland over Mexico. And USA because a lot of people don't see USA, but
I
okay,
keep hearing USA second everywhere. I don't know what you're looking at, but I keep hearing the United States is going to get second there.
okay. So now we're going to the knockout stage.
Indeed.
So let's start with you.
Okay. I have the Dutch beating Iran in this group. Um, and then I guess I can do the second prediction real quick. So my second one that I have there, I have Argentina beating France.
Yeah, you take the revenge.
It'll be Argentina over France on penalties.
Oh, you even think about the scenario. Oh, interesting.
That particular one, yes.
Then we have Germany versus
Or actually,
Croatia.
it'll be on extra time. But anyways, oh, okay. You want me just to go through the whole first round?
Yeah, we're going round by round, I think. It will be
Okay.
easier.
I have Germany in that one. I've
Okay.
got Brazil in that against beating Uruguay. Another famous match. I've got England beating Ecuador. I have uh poor poor Mexico. I have Denmark beating Mexico. It's gonna happen again. Eight
Yeah.
years in a row, or eight World Cups in a row. Excuse me.
Yeah, if I'm
I
not
have
wrong, yes.
I have Belgium beating Spain.
Take actually, yeah, it's 50-50 on that one.
Yeah, and then I have Switzerland beating Portugal.
Oh, I was expecting you to do like in 2014, where all the group winners advanced to the quarterfinals. But no, there was you still decided to pick an upset for the last match. Can you say a reasoning behind that?
Um, I just think Switzerland might just get the better of Portugal that day. Like they're both really good teams, and I know Switzerland's good enough to beat Portugal. It's just a matter of if it will happen, not when. But if you think about it, any team can beat any team on a given day, in theory, right?
Yes, on paper.
It- um, it's if you have at least what I've been told is any team can beat any team on any given day, but when it comes to like a group stage or something, where you have to play multiple games, that's when you start seeing the better teams actually pull ahead. Um, Switzerland is definitely a good enough squad to beat Portugal, and they have beaten Portugal. Um, I'm pretty sure they've beaten Portugal. I just don't think Ronaldo is going to be able to make it um, to the finals this year and win the World Cup.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will be heartbroken. I mean, with Messi and Ronaldo alone, you will be one of the two will not have the famous last trophy on the stand
Is it
to
their
have.
last World Cup for both of them? I know it's going to be Messi's last.
Ronaldo is older by 2 years than Messi, I
But
think. 1 or 2 years.
right, but I think Ronaldo might finish do his last one in 2026. I think is what he's planning.
I don't think so. He will be. I think he will be 41 or 42 years old at that point. I
I
don't.
mean,
He
we've
might
had
still
older
play. He might
players in the
still
world.
play, but I don't think it will be enough for him to continue with the national team.
We've definitely seen older players in the world. Before.
I mean, Arjen Robben still play until 2018, I think, and he didn't. I mean, even if the country qualified, he wouldn't have played for Netherlands, for example. For
So what are your
my
predictions?
So my predictions for the round of 16. Netherlands USA might be an interesting matchup. I don't think it happened much, but I see Netherlands winning by maybe 1 or 2 goals over the USA and reaching the quarterfinals since 8 years. So Netherlands are going back strong for me. Argentina versus France, I see a hard match, but Argentina winning by some little details over my country and take a revenge. Um, so like 4 years ago, both countries could go further into the tournament, but sadly one world champion must go out so early. For Spain versus Croatia, I think Spain will totally dominate the Croatians and reach the final four once again. Brazil versus Uruguay will be an interesting South American derby, but as I said, for me, Brazil is maybe the most complete squad in the entire tournament, so they will get the better of Uruguay. For the second part of the table, I totally see England dominating Senegal because without their best striker, getting out of the groups will be already a good performance from the African nation. Denmark versus Poland, even so, Poland have good players overall like Lewandowski, Zielinski, etc. Denmark have proven to be one of the dark horses. I think it's a good term, I don't know. But it's one of the teams you should not underestimate. And they will and due to this they will have a better tactics to overcome Poland. And for Belgium versus Germany, I feel like Belgium, even though they are still with their golden generation, the flame, it started to cold a little, and Germany who are going on a better road those recent months, and with their young players getting more and more experience, I think the Germans will kick out their Western neighbors. And for the final match, unlike you, I'm picking Portugal to beat over Switzerland. Even so, the Swiss always have a good side since like 10 years. They always have a problem in the knockout stage. And Portugal, I think they are just better on every aspect of the team. Okay, so for now, we are quite close on the team making it to the final eight. And what will be the picks for the bloggers?
So the Netherlands are going to win unanimously. Six 6 people to nil chose the Netherlands. When it comes to Argentina versus Denmark, slightly not as unanimous, but Argentina got 5 picks versus Denmark's 1. Then we have Germany versus Canada. We have, surprisingly, 5 picks for Germany and 1 pick for Canada. Don't know why I don't even remember who it was that picked Canada,
I
but
have a wild
whoever.
guess. I have a wild guess, and I know it's you. I
It
don't
was
even
not me actually.
no, no. I was talking directly to
Oh,
the people
to
that
the
voted
person.
it.
I got
Yes,
you.
I broke the fourth wall live. I don't care. I know it's you. You recognize yourself.
And then Brazil got ahead 5 picks to Uruguay's 1.
Yeah, seems fair.
England versus Senegal. England wins 5 points to 1. France was unanimous over Poland, so six picks to 0.
Oh,
Belgium and Spain were tied 3 apiece.
oh, so it's on
Spain
penalties.
Spain gets the edge without my prediction,
Okay, so
and then
basically, okay, Spain.
and Portugal got 4 picks to Switzerland's 2.
Okay, so if we look at the 8 teams left, well, obviously they are quite similar. Yes, there are only a few differences, but overall we kinda agree on the team making it to the final eight, but not in the same way, I can say. Um, do you want to start again for the quarterfinals?
Why don't you start since I started the first round?
Okay, so Okay, it's mine. So we have the Netherlands against Argentina. To be fair, it's a tough matchup. I mean, when you are in the final eight, it's like the true knockouts, the true finals of part of the tournament. I think Argentina will pass the Netherlands. Netherlands are now a very decent team, but not enough to get a title yet, I think. So Spain versus Brazil. Spain very strong will give a very tough match to Brazil, but as I said, Brazil is better overall. On the bottom side of the bracket, I think Denmark have the capacities to be a surprise and knock out England. Like I said, nobody should underestimate them. And England, even though they are very good, they always have to find a solution to screw it up near the final in a match they are supposed to win. So yeah, for me, the Nordic country in the last four. And I pick Portugal to knock out Germany. Big, well, because I think for this last World Cup, the Portuguese will push Ronaldo to its limit, and the Portuguese themselves, since many players of the squad will also leave after the World Cup. And well, when you look at recent results, I think they are better overall than Germany. So yes, that's my quite surprising final four on one side. For yours
Okay.
prediction,
For my predictions, I have the Dutch beating Argentina. And that's so when I said Argentina would beat France in penalties, I meant Argentina will beat France in extra time. And then the Dutch will beat Argentina on penalties.
that would be ironic. Okay, but I got it. Okay, I got your idea. It's very fun actually, like Switzerland in Euro 2020.
Then with Germany versus Brazil, I have Brazil winning that.
Yeah, revenge for 7-1.
Yes. And then scrolling down, uh, Belgium versus Spain. Oh no, Belgium versus Switzerland. Sorry, Belgium versus Spain was the other one. I have Belgium beating Switzerland in this one. And then the other one, England versus Denmark. I realized I went in the wrong order. That's okay. I have Denmark beating England as well.
Okay, so you kinda agree to have Denmark as the biggest surprise this World Cup.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, Belgium to the final four. Let's go! And now
So
for EFC.
The Netherlands had one pick versus Argentina's five.
Oh yes, it's brutal.
Germany Brazil was tied three apiece. Germany with the edge.
Okay,
And then
so
scrolling down, England versus France, a huge rivalry, one that you would probably like to see. England had two picks versus France's four. And then Spain had two picks over Portugal's four.
okay, so it's interesting. So for the bloggers, the semifinals will be a remake of the 2014 final, and on the other side we have the Euro 2016 final. Okay, okay, okay. Maybe you want to start with the semifinal, your semifinals then.
Yep. So Netherlands versus Brazil. This is where the Dutch's run is going to end, and Brazil is going to beat them to make it to the finals.
Actually, it will be a very good run from Netherlands, but I totally expected you to just go rogue and said Netherlands gotta win the World Cup, you know.
I, I'm not. I'm not biased. I know who the better team is.
Well, you still got Netherlands to the final four.
I got Netherlands to the final four on just trying to pick upsets and not having the same bracket as everybody else's.
No, I'm just poking you. I'm just poking you.
I know. I mean, otherwise I would have had the USA first over England in the group. Let's be real.
Yeah.
And the other one I have Belgium over Denmark. Denmark's run is going to end as far as winning the World Cup.
Okay, so you're picking Belgium.
I am picking Belgium.
That will be exclusive final then for you,
Hmm.
because Belgium never made it to the final.
But has Denmark ever made it to a final either?
Nope. No. Oh no, in both ways it will be an exclusive final. No, I haven't think ahead, but no, yeah. In both cases, you would have predicted never
A new
happened
finalist,
finals.
yeah.
Yeah, voilà. Okay, so for myself, well, first we have the biggest derby in South America that makes Bangladesh go monkey for a whole day since 100 years ago. No, it's not even a joke. Bangladesh people cares more about Brazil and Argentina than their own country. Um, and I pick Brazil to qualify for the World Cup, so I do agree with you on that one. Not against the same team, the same opponent, but I do agree that Brazil will make it to the World Cup final. For the opposing side of the bracket, I see Denmark run going to an end, just like you. Maybe aim for the third place, since there will be a third place playoff. But it will be Cristiano Ronaldo's first FIFA World Cup final. Um, so you will have a Lusophone derby like Brazil versus Portugal, the two biggest Portuguese-speaking countries. Quite interesting. And what about EFC?
Argentina had 5 picks to Germany's 1.
Oh, so they
And the
take the
France
revenge.
Portugal game was drawn 3-3, with France getting the edge.
Oh,
So
you, oh,
every
you.
single round, there's literally been exactly one matchup where everybody tied. Exactly one.
Interesting. So in the end, we got. I mean, you and me both agree that there will be Brazil plus a team that never made it to the final. But on the opposite end, we have the bloggers that choose to have the two teams that have 2 stars on their kit into the final to fight for a third star. Okay, so do you want me to start or do you want to start yourself?
I'll have you start.
Okay, so for my final, Brazil versus Portugal, I mean, Cristiano
Uh,
Ronaldo's short dreams
Real
will.
quickly, Rubix, before you do your final, why don't you choose your third place winner?
Not a bad idea. I think Denmark will beat Argentina in the third place. I totally see both teams b- battling for that, but for some reason, I feel like Argentina, heartbroken, will just do not give a care about the third place and Denmark will win it. I feel like it will end that way. And for the final, Cristiano Ronaldo, like Messi, will go home crying because I think Brazil is a better side overall and they will win the FIFA World Cup and they are 6 stars. But
Okay.
to be fair, I I think the winner of the first semi-final will win the World Cup, like 4 years ago when France or Belgium was the upcoming World Cup winner in both cases.
Hmm. Okay.
Um, so that was my prediction. For you, or who will it be?
So for my third place between the Netherlands and Denmark, I have the Netherlands beating Denmark in third for third place. And
Yeah,
that's
seems
just
fair.
a tiny bit my bias. I'm not gonna lie, but the Dutch are a good enough team to beat Denmark too, even if Denmark is a really strong squad this year. As far as my final, I don't think we're gonna have anybody new. It's gonna be Brazil. We're not gonna have a new winner. Brazil is gonna win it.
Yeah, the World
They're
Cup
gonna get
winners
their
club will stay at 8.
yeah. They're gonna get their eighth star, right? They've won seven, right?
No, they won 5 times.
Oh, they've won five, so they'll get their sixth star.
Yeah, no, they are not Real Madrid. But yeah, so okay, so we both agree on the winner. It will be Brazil. But do you think like, do you also have the idea that maybe the winner of the like if Netherlands beat Brazil, do you think they can win the final as well? For example?
They definitely. I mean, any team that makes it past the second, third round can theoretically win it. They're all good enough. It's just a matter of if they're good enough for that day, right?
Yeah, I guess
Like
that
Germany can
counts.
still beat Brazil. It may not be a 7-1, but they can still beat Brazil. England can still beat Denmark. England could beat Brazil.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Like
you're right. In some, yeah, the only rule is to be the teams that can last longer, the only one
right,
standing. For the third place of IFC,
third place. Uh, Germany
and
had
Portugal.
4 picks to Portugal's 2, so Germany is going to get third place in the tournament,
Okay,
according to the
so
bloggers.
Germany going back on the podium. Interesting. And
And in the
Argentina versus
final,
France. Oh my god.
we have we have no tie this time.
Oof.
Who do you think?
You're
I know
playing
who
that.
you want, but who do you think?
You're already playing that game on me right now.
Yes.
The pressure game. I want to insult you. France, of course. I
So
I
France had gotten picked twice versus Argentina's 5.
I knew it. I knew it will be a. My life is a lie. Uh, okay, no, I'm biased. I'm going to put France all the way. Uh, no, fair enough. I knew something was like it was Argentina, and you just made me have hope in humanity. But no, I have no hope anymore.
No,
Earth.
France will not. They will not have the curse. They'll make it to the final. They just won't win it a second time in a row.
Well, to be fair, if I ever lose in the final of this World Cup, I would be very sad. True, but I think I would be like, at least we broke the curse, and at least we will have made two World Cup finals in a row, which have we never made that actually. We our three finals are always it was 1998, 2006, and 2018. It's we never made it twice in a row, so it will be like an upgrade in our history. So I don't mind that much. Okay, so we both agree on Brazil and Argentina.
So that
For
means
the,
that all 3 predictions think that it's going to be a South American team winning it after
yeah,
the run of European teams that have won it
but
recently.
I want to add something, Sam, for you. So if you look at it, it's two for Brazil and one for Argentina. But if
Indeed.
you what?
Is it indeed? Go ahead.
But recently, EA Sports have made a prediction of the entire World Cup with their new game mode on FIFA 23. It will be the fourth time they made that, and they actually got the winners correctly the three first times. In 2009 or 10, I don't remember when they launched the game. They predicted Spain to win with the game, and Spain won the World Cup. The same happened with Germany and France. And this year they said that Argentina will win in the final. I think it. I forgot against who in the final. Maybe France or Germany. I don't know. But they said that this year will be for Argentina. So even so, I want Brazil is my favorite. That's what I said earlier than the first semi-final winner will win the World Cup because if EA Sports have right once again, that means that Argentina will win the World Cup this year, and it will be 2-2 for Brazil and Argentina in the predictions.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy, I know it. Do you want to make the message to end the video for once?
Um, I will implore you guys when you guys watch this to put in the comments or in the live chat who you think will win. What do you think of our predictions? Do you think like we have certain teams that will definitely not beat another team? Like will England actually beat France, or will Switzerland actually be in the groups in the knockout rounds? Stuff like that.
Well, that is all for this video. Thank you for watching as always. As Sam said, don't forget to put a comment, put a like, spread the video, spread the love for football. Happy World Cup for everyone, and see you next year for upcoming episode, upcoming content. We have
And we'll
we
make sure and we'll make sure to put the IFC server Discord link in the description.
as always
Uh,
because we only want to talk with everyone about football.
yes.
Well, that is all, and see you next time. And happy World Cup. Happy World Cup to you, Sam. I hope the best for United States.
And I hope the best from France.
Thank you. See you later.